consideration and discussion and possible action regarding the creation appointment to exploratory committee for the possible creation of a Metropolitan Area Planning Commission. Clearly.
This one I'm very excited about.
Yes.
In many respects. The City of Broken Arrow Comprehensive Plan Action Land Use, specifically 3.2, states that the city should explore mechanisms to ensure adequate development standards in unincorporated areas of the city's fence line. One mechanism is a regional or a metropolitan area planning commission. Allowable by state law, the type of commission would help ensure that the development that occurs nearby in unincorporated areas of the city, specifically in Wagoner County, is closer to the standards that are required by the City of Broken Arrow and the city limits. Additional benefits to the city and to the county are joint development standards, smooth transitions on potential annexation, joint development of projects, and shared costs of plans and developments. The commission would entail regular coordination discussions in neighborhood municipalities and governing bodies to ensure that the maximum utilization and utility of infrastructure is as efficient as possible. After further discussions, both internally and externally, staff recommends that the establishment of an exploratory committee be formed. The exploratory committee would be made up of the following members: one member of Broken Arrow City Council, one member of the Wagoner County Board of County Commissioners, 2 city citizens, 2 county citizens, 1 city official to be appointed by the city manager, and 1 county official to be appointed by the county commissioners. The exploratory committee is expected to provide a report by the end of the year on the feasibility and next steps on the creation of the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission, and it's staff's recommendation for this to be formed. And I will let you know that this sister item was on the Board of County Commissioners meeting yesterday and was approved by them as well, and they have made their appointments to the committee already. Well, they have made their appointments of the county commissioner and staff. They're still making decisions on city council, or their their citizens to attend.
Okay.
This is very exciting. I think one of the challenges we've had, an example of that, is the 101st Street, where out near the events park, where it was delayed for a long time, in part because of coordination between the county and the city, and those types of things would be hammered out. The Tulsa Metropolitan Area Planning Commission does a lot of that through INCOG, and while there's things that can always be improved, I do think it does allow for the communities to work well together, and so this would go very well to have a good city planner in Wagoner, and I think, or a good planner in Wagoner, and I think it would be an opportunity for us to both work together to improve what goes on in our city, but also as an opportunity to work closer with the county officials, which is something that I think is very important.
And as so often with the development that is happening out in Wagoner County, so much of the property abuts our city citizens, and so this will actually provide a voice for our citizens to be able to speak towards those items that are happening out in the county as well, and vice versa to an extent.
You know, since the state law has changed, that used to, years ago, we would just go out and annex property that was getting ready to come to the city. And so we did have some over, you know what I mean, side of that property, especially if it's getting ready to develop. So this would be a great opportunity to try to coordinate that, you know what I mean, together. Because right now, it's just sitting there and it's developing, and anybody says anything to us, I said, can't help it. It's not in the city of Broken Arrow. Someday it might be, but not now. It's not. So only after it's developed. So I think it's tremendous.
Having this in place would allow us to deal with the flooding issues that have plagued us in parts of Wagoner County just because of the time frame it's developed.
Yeah, it is really exciting because, as you know, over half of the Adams Creek basin is within Wagoner County. It's not necessarily within our incorporated city limits. And so having that partnership in place and having a commission in place to help guide the development there will greatly benefit, I think, both communities.
Yeah. I'd make a motion to approve the creation of an exploratory committee. And then I guess we can do the appointment as a second part, or does that need to be included? Mr. Littlefield? Can we do it in 2 motions or one?
You can do 2 motions.
Okay, then I make a motion to create the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
The other thing I was thinking is the majority of her ward is in Wagoner County, and I think she'd be a great fit, but I also know she's mayor and may find herself busy. Secondarily, I have a majority of, not the majority, but a chunk of mine is, I think, in Wagoner County. So if the mayor, I would nominate the mayor if she so wished, but if she didn't, then I would be glad to volunteer in that role.
And I'm okay with that.
Are you okay? Would you like to serve? That would be my...
No, I would love to serve, but you're right. I have quite a few boards and committees that I serve on. So I think, especially since you have a big portion as well, you'd be a great fit.
Okay. I hate to make a motion for myself.
Okay, so
Seems awkward.
I'd make that motion that we appoint Scott Udi in that position.
I'll second that.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
We have to do this one by voice vote. Ford,
Yes.
Udi,
Yes.
Parks,
Yes.
Gillespie,
Yes.
Wimpy.
Yes.
And
Congratulations on your new appointment.
if you have any nominations that you would like to put on this committee, if you can let Michaela know as soon as possible, so that way we can potentially put it on the next agenda, just so that way we can get the committee going.
Okay.
So there's just one other, two appointments.
2 citizens, yes.
Were there city citizens and county citizens?
Yeah, so the county will appoint the county citizens,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
the city will appoint the 2 city citizens.
Okay.
And who, as far as the county, who's making that decision?
The county commissioners will make that decision
Okay.
for those 2
So like
appointments.
Hanning and Kelly?
Yes.
Okay.
They will make those appointments, and then this body will make the recommendation of the 2 citizens to appoint to the
Okay.
committee.
Do the, just to clarify,
Mhm.
the city appointments, do they have to be, like I know people that are Broken Arrow citizens,
Mhm.
but they're not in city limits?
Nope.
You know, so
That is
that
the
can be.
brilliant of this committee, is that it's not a requirement for them to actually be citizens of the city. They
Of
can
the-
be
Okay.
anyone that you would like to
That has
appoint,
Broken Arrow.
preferably within,
Okay.
Wagoner County.
Wagner.
Within
County.
the,
Yep.
do they need to be in our fence line for those 2 appointments?
Nope. I mean, well, preferably, yes. That would be preferred, but there's nothing binding you to that.
Do we know what the commitment is? Like how,
Till the end of the year.
like one
About
meeting a month?
One
or-
to twice a month. 1 to 2 meetings a month.
Okay.
yeah.
I got a
All
question
right.
for you, Larry.
Yes, sir.
So I've got council's authorized my office to appoint one city official. Are you staff on this?
I can be staff, or I can be appointed, and then Jill could be the staff member that would be representative. Or anybody that you'd like to appoint,
Okay,
more than welcome to.
all right.